You may be a Chinese person, you may be an ABC, Australian American born Chinese. You may have been born in China and now live in America or Canada or Australia. Do be aware that the CCP, yes, the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party of Beijing, the Beijing regime, has eyes on you. So if you decide to speak out of place or talk about Tiananmen Square on June the 6th every year, then the Beijing police will give you a phone call. The regime will say, how is your father? How are your parents? How is your brother? How is your sister? You want evidence of this? Well, have a listen to this gentleman.
You get a phone call, not only just in the middle of the night, but you get a phone call in the middle of the day asking, so, how are your parents doing back in Sichuan, China? And then you get the message. That means if you don't behave, your parents' phone numbers, address, or even their physical well-being is under threat. So in that sense, it's a very subtle threat, and they've used this on many, many Chinese Canadians. I'm sure they have done this to Mr. Totti as well. So this is something that I can vouch for. I will tell you a very innocuous kind of way that they did to me. I was traveling to Hong Kong for a cultural event. I'm a filmmaker. I went to a film festival in Hong Kong to present my film, and I was followed in Hong Kong back in 2005. And I was questioned during the Q&A period by what I seemed to be an agent of the Chinese communist regime. And these are little things that they know. I'm what you know that I know that you know that I know.
If you do visit China, I think you'll have a great time. You can go to the Forbidden City, the Great Wall of China, the ancient city of Xi'an, and I would say the Chinese people would welcome you with open arms and welcome to my country. But while you're there, don't talk about Xi Jinping, don't talk about the country of Taiwan, don't talk about Xinjiang and the genocide, etc. Don't talk about trade, just be happy. And if they ask you about questions of America, just be honest and tell them the truth. But the weather in Beijing at the moment is not very nice. It looks a little bit polluted once again. Maybe this is God's revenge on dictator Xi. And opening up a bank account in China is the same as anywhere else in the world. Obviously, you've got to be legal in the country and the right kind of visa status, like you're naturally Chinese, etc., or you have a ID card or work visa, etc. And you can put money in, it's no problem. But nowadays, because the banks are controlled by the CCP, sometimes you can't take your money out, and the bank teller can't give you the reason why.
一年开了户了，一直我就没存钱，没取下，给我冻结了。我也理解，我1月份又存钱，你又给我收了。冻结的话，为什么我存钱能存进来，我取钱我就取不出来？这是为什么？
他的状态已经是只收不付了。
这个系统问题，咱们也解释不清，查也现在也立刻也查不清楚。这也不是咱们能有权冻结的，这是系统的行为。
In Beijing, over the last couple of weeks, has been the party congress get together, and this is where Xi announced his third term as dictator. 2,922 people said yes, 0 abstained, and 0 said no. I wonder why. It's too much hassle in anyone's life if you said that. And even though the vote is meant to be anonymous, they will know who did and they will just give you a hard time. Again, Beijing regime bullying people so they can continue their lives. There is a reporter from CNN. Now, I'm not a big fan of CNN, but I do think this girl is really good in China. She is an American-born Chinese. She does speak fluent Mandarin and also Cantonese, which is the language of Hong Kong, and exceptionally good English. And when she tried to interview some people after the two sessions, they seemed to run away because maybe they were scared of CNN. Now, there are some you could say CCP supporters, like a guy called Andy on Reports on China, who would just push her down with very little evidence and just manipulation of words. So this is what some of the Congress what happened with the people of Congress when they were leaving the Great Hall. Take it away, Selena.
Today's meeting ended, we had a few minutes to approach some delegates, which are a curated group of local representatives. This delegate is part of the Zhuang ethnic minority from the southwestern Guangxi province. The rest of the delegates quickly rush out before we have a chance to approach them.
And even the pandas, the national emblem, the national animal of China, want to escape because they've had enough of the CCP. I sort of feel like I would wish that people would stand up. There's 1.4 billion people in China. There are 93% are not the part of the Communist Party. They just live their life. If these people, like 1 billion people, stood up, the CCP would collapse. It would be a glorious day. It would take years to rebuild China, etc., 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 but it could be built in a democratic way. And I mean democratic, not Chinese democratic or other people's explanation of democratic, and I'm sure the people of China would be actually very happy. But here's the panda deciding to try to escape from Beijing Zoo. Yes, it is a little bit of a rant and a rave today. Do consider to subscribe to the channel. That would really help. People seem to be desubscribing for some unknown reason. I never know the reason why. Please consider to smash the like button. That would be awesome. And if you want to help financially, like some people do now and again, all the links are in the description below. Have an epic day wherever you are. I don't think I'll be making videos for the next couple of days, so do check out some of my other videos on my channel. I'm sure I got over 1,000 by now. It's not just about the Three Gorges Dam or China. There's lots of things about here, Cambodia, Thailand, how to make the perfect cup of coffee, etc., etc. So, have a great day. My name is James, and this is Buzz, Buzz, Buzz. Thank you, and bye-bye.